Today I'm going to fill a few sketchbook pages. I'm going to be focusing on drawing dogs. I've never really drawn dogs before. I've done cartoon dogs, but never tried to do them with the correct anatomy. One of my favorite artists, Gel Arts, does a lot of animal drawings, and I've been watching a lot of their videos, and they have inspired me to incorporate more animals into my sketchbook. I want to get to the point of drawing them correctly and adding in some cartoon elements like a Pixar pet. This first drawing is not very good. I wasn't too sure how I wanted to draw the eyes, and as I said before, I haven't done this very often, so I need to learn the proportions a bit more. I think the main problem with this first sketch is that the head is too big. For this sketch, I'm using a multicolored pen. I like to use lighter colored pens to sketch and then go over it with a darker color. I like to be able to see the sketch in the finished drawing in my sketchbook so that I know what I need to fix in the future. The ultimate goal is to not rely on a sketch as much and be able to get ideas figured out quickly. I think this will help me in my animation career. From the videos I've watched, I've heard that your ability to draw quickly and accurately can increase your chance of getting a job. I haven't really learned the bone structure of animals, so it was hard to know where everything was supposed to go. I relied pretty heavily on pictures, and I don't think that was the best idea. Maybe in the future I will need to do some anatomy studies for animals. The next dog is a beagle. I have 2 beagles, so I like to draw them. I think I made the forehead too big for this, but I feel more comfortable with the body in this drawing. I think the proportions were a bit better. I like to make note of things that I don't like in a sketch and try and fix it in the next. I think this really shows between these 2 dogs. I decided not to put too much detail in the eyes while I'm trying to learn, that way I can get more sketches done. I think the eyes are pretty similar between different characters, so there's no need to stress over something I already know. The next dog is just a little puppy, so I'm not sure what exact breed it is, but I decided I was taking too much time on these sketches and not learning enough. When learning to draw new things, I like to move quickly and not focus on little details, so this puppy isn't too detailed. Then I decided to not worry about the circle and anatomy and just start with the eyes and build off of it. I watched a video explaining that anatomy isn't always the most important aspect of drawing a character. One animator explained that when he was animating characters, he took too long and didn't have the same creativity that other artists had. He said that he noticed his drawings were more stiff, so he asked others what they did. They said they started with the eyes and built the character around it, which allowed them more space and creativity while drawing characters. I've been trying to do this in my sketchbook, so I tried it out with this little dog, and I think it worked out pretty well. It is important to understand anatomy, so in my next sketches I try to focus on both anatomy and creativity. I decided to try and focus on a portrait of a dog so that I could really focus on the head structure. I think that's where my main problem is while drawing dogs. I went with a Doberman since their head is so sharp. I think the sharp features make it easier to see the bone structure. With fluffier dogs, it is harder for me to see what is fur and what has structure. For the outline, I'm using a Tombow fine line marker. Usually I use the soft nib, but I chose to use the hard nib for these drawings to have more control over where my lines go. I liked adding lines for shading and around the face. I liked this sketch, so I decided to color it in with crayons. I know crayons are not the best art supply, but I didn't want to use colored pencils or paint, and I just wanted to quickly add some color to this sketch so it would stand out on the page. Unfortunately, my pink pen ran out right after drawing the Doberman, so I had to switch to red. This has happened a lot, and I don't have many colors left on my pen. I don't think I will be getting a new multicolored pen after this because they just don't last very long. I like it for school and art stuff because I can switch between colors easily. The only problem is that it can be loud and really thick, making it hard to go to a thinner pen for darker lines. The next dog is a Borzoi, which is a fluffy greyhound. I thought this was an Afghan, which is a long-haired greyhound, but they normally have straight hair rather than curly. I love learning about dog breeds, so drawing dogs was really fun for me. The next dog is a Great Dane. This is one of my favorite breeds. I love their boxy faces and big ears. They can also have floppy ears, but this one didn't. While drawing these dogs, I found that dogs with distinct features were easier to draw. The labs and mutts looked really similar, so it was hard to get the likeness of the dog in the sketch. I really liked both of these drawings, and I started to gain some confidence with drawing dogs. I used an orange-brown to show the markings on the Great Dane. A big benefit of using a colored sketchbook is that I can use a white crayon, so that was fun to add highlights. I used purple and white on the borzoi, and this borzoi might be my favorite drawing in this video. I like the amount of character in it, and it feels like a fancy old man as a dog. The next dog is a classic Basset Hound. Again, the distinct features of the big ears and droopy eyes made this a lot easier to add some style to it. As I was getting more comfortable, I felt more comfortable to add style to it, but I was still keeping it pretty simple. For this sketch, my favorite part is the eyes. They have a comic book feel to them, and I love the way it looks. I like a looser sketch, and so as I got more comfortable with drawing dogs, I was able to make my sketches more loose and expressive. Next, I draw another classic, a corgi. I don't like this corgi as much. I feel like it was way too realistic. Its eyes are a little bit too human, and it just really creeps me out. It is pretty crazy how much I improved over just a few sketches. I drew a few more dogs off camera, and here are the final 2 pages that I finished. Drawing these dogs has encouraged me to work on other animals. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you all again soon.